Well, they've had a great summer. They work really hard. Attendance has been great. You know, the kids enjoy being around each other. Coaches enjoy being around the kids, which is a big part of it. And we've got a lot of work done and seen the progress we want to see.
When you take a look at this Snider team, there's always a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. Who are some faces that we need to keep an eye out for this coming season?
Well, I think defensively is where we return the most experience. Brandon Logan, Landon Fry, Jamarion Calabodi, Alan Bolton, Adam Blakey. You know, those guys. Dallas Woodson really played in all those games last year, played very well, and we'll really rely on those guys defensively to carry the load. And then offensively is a lot of new faces. But Ethan Leal is our returning starter on the offensive line, and he'll be the leader of that group, which will be a lot of young guys. And then Aaron Vance, going to be the guy that steps in at quarterback. He's worked extremely hard this summer and really all year to prepare for this opportunity, and we're excited to see what he can do with it.
Knowing how the SAC is stacking up this season, always one of the best conferences in the entire state. When you've got schools like Dwenger, Carroll, Homestead in the mix, how much tougher do you feel like the SAC is, especially in that A division?
Well, I think it's always been tough, and I say this every year, but the SAC conference schedule provides different kinds of challenges. Number one, the quality of coaching. Number two, the quality of players, and that really any given night you can get beat by whoever it is you're playing. I feel like the talent is such that there's always high-profile players that are going to go on and play in big-time colleges and those kinds of challenges, but yet there's also teams that don't have those players but are just really, really good at what they do and talent-wise and execution. So every week, doesn't matter who you're playing, poses unique challenges, and that's what's great about the conference. There's always surprise teams, somebody you didn't think was going to be in the upper echelon that is there, and every year is exciting. And then to add that with the non-conference schedule, I mean, our seasons and our schedules are really, really challenging, and that's something to look forward to every year.
Knowing week one is going to be here before we know it, what do you guys need to do come August 5th once official practices start to make sure you are ready to rock and roll for when the season does?
Well, we've been doing that all summer, and the way the school calendar is, there's no more two-a-days anymore, and it's just continuing on what you've been doing all summer. So we have a plan, and we'll be ready. Game one, it'll be a very big challenge with Warren Central coming to Fort Wayne, but something we look forward to.
Aaron, you take a look at this Snider team, hard to think of any better result than winning a state championship. How do you try to carry that momentum over into this season, knowing you are going to have that target on your back?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we always have the target on our back. So it's nothing different. Every team, great competition. They're always going to want to beat us. I mean, we just got to bounce back. It's going to be a little harder moving up to 6A after a tough 5A state championship. So competition is going to get tougher, but we're ready for that. I mean, we put in the work over the off season, so we're ready for any challenge that comes our way.
Of course, defensively, that's really where Kurt Tippmann really prides himself on that side of the ball. But who are some of the guys we should see on the offensive side of things?
Oh, definitely Ethan Leal, great offensive lineman, returning starter from last year. Also Trevor Jarvis, great wide receiver, returning from last year. And we have Oren Ganaway, who's playing receiver this year. Great target. And then we got some young guys like Keaton Robinson's looking pretty good. Sawyer Tippmann, one of my favorite O-linemen.
Awesome,
but,
man.
Yeah.
When you take a look at the SAC, of course, always tough in that conference. Just how do you feel like you guys can stack up in what feels like is going to be another really tough year in that A division?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what I love about the SAC is great competition all year round. So every game is going to be tough competition. Everyone's got a special part about their team. So, I mean, it's going to be like lost for words.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's just going to be good competition between every team. There's something every team has. Man. Can we cut this?
That's fine. That's fine. No worries, man. How about this? We'll ask you the hardest question.
Okay.
You have to pick one song in your pregame playlist. What would it be?
All right. It's going to be probably Speak the Name by Corin Hawthorne featuring Natalie Grant.
How do you try that carry momentum over into this year, just knowing you are going to have an even bigger target on your back?
We've been really pushing ourselves in the off season with summer gym and football practices and scrimmages, but everybody is aware that we are going to be going against tougher competition this year, being in 6A now, and I think we're ready to carry on what we achieved last year.
No, definitely. You take a look at this Snider team. Who are some faces that we should be keeping an eye on for this coming season?
I'd definitely say Adam Blakey, who's our D-end, really good. Aaron Vance, our quarterback. Oren Ganaway, our wide receiver. And Snacks, Mari Ford, our strong tackle.
Gotta love that.
Big guy.
For sure. You take a look at the SAC, of course, always going to be tough in a conference like that. Just how do you see yourself stacking up when you got so many teams that feel like they are also heading in the right direction too?
I think it comes down to mental toughness and who's prepared more. And I don't think there's a single team out there that has worked as hard as we have during the off season. I don't want to discredit anybody. I think everybody does work hard, but we take things to the next level at Snider.
Well said, man. Knowing week 1 is right around the corner, what do you guys need to do these last few weeks to make sure you are ready to play winning football once again in week 1?
Keep studying, keep practicing, keep meeting outside. I think meeting outside of just football gives us a better connection with each other and helps us understand why playing for each other and loving each other is beneficial when it comes to inside the sport.
Hardest question I've got for you. If you had to pick one song on your pregame playlist, what would it be?
My Eyes by Travis Scott.